Last week we scored this beautiful Liberty shotgun at a gun shop previously owned by a Cowboy Action Shooter. Probably hadn't been imported for the last 10 years or so. A company that imported them out of business, but looked virtually new. Got home proud and shot it, but unfortunately had failure to fire about half the time. I took the firing pins out, and they were clean and nice looking and nothing gumming it up. But I took the locks out and found out that the springs had been lightened by grinding them. So I got with CZ and they sent me out another set of springs. So I'm going to install them here and show you how I go about that. So I'll need to take the fore end off and take the barrel off. That's no big deal, but needs to be done. Might as well get it out of the way. Now I can show you half a dozen old side lock doubles I have that's got a bad nick right out of this corner of the lock here. I've even seen some people take these apart and say, well, you've got to pry this out. Well, you don't. Let me show you how it's done. Screwdriver that fits the screws. Some of these, this will be the same as on about any kind of a side lock gun, but you may find a screw up in here or different places. I loosen this screw about 3 or 4 turns. And then give it a light tap, and that'll knock that side plate off that side. Now reach through this hole till I get to the other side plate. That'll knock that side plate off. Now we have the side plates off. Here are the new springs from CZ. They might be a little bit stronger than what Cowboy Action Shooters want to deal with, but at least they should set off the primers. Now there's a lot of improvised ways you can take the springs loose, but this tool is made to do it. It's a spring vise. Unfortunately, this is a lot longer spring vise than what I need. Maybe it'll work. It's convenient for this vise, so I'm going to drop this little spacer in here. Hopefully that'll be enough. Doesn't look like it's going to be. Compress that spring down so it can be removed. Now there's a pin on this end. Hopefully I can tap that out. Need about 3 more hands. There we go. I'm going to have to let it, sorry about getting out of camera, I'm going to have to let this loose. So now that's off this stud, so I can get this open. Get the vise off from it. Okay. There's the old spring. And this will be the replacement spring. See if I can get it back on there. Well, I did a lot of this off camera, but I had to figure out the right combination of nut to put in between here and here so that this wouldn't bottom out and hit the stirrup here. Problem I've got right now is this leg is just a little bit too long and it's rubbing against the tumbler here. So I'm going to go off screen again and shorten that leg just a little bit. Okay, I've shortened it some, but not quite enough, so I'm going to take about that much more off. Okay, that spring is installed, and it's got considerably more strength than what the other ones had. We'll see how it works when we actually get it in the gun and actually shooting it. I'll try to get a little more on the second lock as I take it apart. The new springs are a lot stronger, and being relaxed, they're much longer to get the vise on and get them tightened down. This piece of terry cloth here is not helping any. Take this stop screw out, helps a little. Left out and that one popped right on. But I'm not getting it in the hole very easy. Okay, I'm going to take one or more of my little diamond crusted files here and go around that stud. Just take a little bit off at a time, and this need to be in a vise or something to make it a lot easier, but it's making it harder to videotape. I'm going to take a round one here and go in this hole a little bit, and just in case I got a few burrs in it in the process of trying to get it in. I better try. I don't think I got enough. No, it's not going to go in. I'll have to work on this a little more. That's the process. Okay, it took me a few minutes and many tries to get that honed down to where that would drive in there easy enough. Looks pretty good. I got the stop stud back in it. The only thing I need to do now is release the vise spring here. Now, hopefully I've got the other lock done. Let's see if we can get it assembled. Let me clean up this mess here before I put it back in the gun. Okay, putting the side locks back in, there's one little trick about this, and sometimes it works well and sometimes it doesn't. But putting in the right lock, they go in this point first, and then you need to make sure you got this trigger pushed forward so that, yeah, it's not doing it right yet. It may take quite a bit of, there we go. Don't think I've got it. So that this hammer will actually, there it works. It's working. Okay. So you want to push this forward so that this leg on the locks will go past. I'll see if I can show you on this other side. Yeah, you probably won't be able to see down in there, but the top of the trigger comes up here. If you leave it laid back, it won't pass over. So you've got to hold that trigger forward. Drop that in there. You can feel it's not right. Okay, I had to do a little bit of wiggling and working to get this lock down here far enough that this would actually lock. Again, you want to hold these triggers forward. It's nice and flush. Hammers are working. There we go. Just need to test it now. I don't. It's nasty outside. I don't know if I'll. Might be a week or two before I actually get to test it, but I feel like it's got a lot better chance of working now.